Hello everyone. So we're back for another drawing workshop. If you caught last week's video, it was sort of cartooning, getting more into that. And so this week I'm going to sort of continue with that. And we're going to kind of get into more exercises this week. So I'm going to show you a little exercise that you can do to help you work on expressions. Like last week we talked about like making things cute, kind of stretching and squashing them. So I'm really going to show you a good way to kind of practice that. So it's not going to be like a full drawing. I'm just going to show you a cool thing that you can do that will really help kind of develop facial features quickly without having to worry about everything else, like doing like the shape of the face, ears, stuff like that. So instead of just sitting here and explaining it, I will start to show you. Okay, so one of the first exercises we did was circle drawing, and we're going to be doing a lot of that today. So what I like to do when starting kind of doing expressions is draw out a bunch of circles. They don't have to be perfect. In fact, they can be kind of stretched or squashed or, whatever you need them to be. And then we're going to do that X over the top, so the guidelines that you usually put down when you're drawing a face. And you can vary it. We're drawing a bunch of little heads. Okay, that's enough. So first things first, you get however many you want to do. You don't have to, fill them out first, but you kind of try to decide what expressions you want to do. So I'm going to go happy, sad, angry, and surprised. Okay. And so you're not going to draw the full face, but what you're going to do is start to draw like a little, like a cartoon face on just on the ball. So it's going to be the ball with the expression. So when I'm drawing happy, I'm going to think about what the individual features do when someone is happy, right? So I'm drawing the eyes, I'm just sort of like drawing in a shape, but I'm thinking when someone's happy, their eyes are going to crinkle a little bit because they're smiling, right? So you're going to draw the features sort of as they would. You don't have to worry too much about the nose. Usually I don't, but definitely put in the eyebrows, right? And then finish as much of the features as you want. So I'll usually add in pupils so I know where my character's looking, like that. And you can add, details, whatever. So you work on just the expression, so you're not worrying about anything else. So yeah, it might look a little creepy, but what you're doing is just really locking down the stretch and squish of the features themselves. So you'll see the squish come in here in the middle of the face, because the cheeks go up and the eyebrows up here then are going up. So you sort of have these directional ideas for when you actually want to draw this on a face, right? Okay, to do the same thing with sad. You don't always have to start with the eyes. So in this one, I'm showing you, starting with the eyebrows because I feel like those are probably the most expressive thing when someone is sad. Right? And this will help, like even if you're not really sure about what someone's face is doing when they're a certain, feeling a certain emotion, this will kind of help you figure it out. So as you can see, and you'll see from examples if you go and find example pictures, the expression for sad is really more in the eyes, and you almost have a neutral mouth. Like oftentimes frowning is not, unless it's very cartoony. In a real expression, it's going to be more of a neutral mouth, but you get a lot of expression here. So you have the direction going up there. You have the eyelids coming down, and you have the mouth very neutral here. So these are the sorts of things to kind of pay attention to as you're drawing these little faces. I'm going to go through and do angry, another one that I like to start with the eyebrows. Angry is always kind of fun because you get to add lots of little wrinkles. And a few videos ago, I did talk about kind of the features from different angles, so I'm not talking too much about that this time. So, but as you see, you know, I kind of did this 3/4 view, so I've squashed this eye, and the mouth is a little off center. But I'm not going to get too much into that. So again, you'll kind of start to see the directional thing, and the mouth comes down more in the corner in this one, right? So just, you can get these down really fast when you just do it on like a little ball instead of trying to do it on the full face. And then on these down here, I'll kind of show you transferred onto a face. So for surprised, all right, a little wall-eyed there. Okay. So everything really spreads out in surprise, right? That's creeping me out, man. There we go. Okay. Okay. So when you practice these and you kind of find one you like maybe you're just doing a whole page of happy, right? You know, because it's all about experimenting, finding something that you like. So let's say I found that one and I like it. Now you can do the full face, dropping the jaw off of the little skull sphere there. I have such weird lingo in portrait drawing. Drop the jaw off the skull sphere. Anyway, so then you get this, and then when you're drawing the outline of the face, you're really going to pay attention to what the features are doing, especially in something like surprised, where the mouth is coming open. You want to make sure that that is reflected in where the jaw is, because if you're doing surprised, for instance, number one, the brows are going to go up, so this little brow bone here, it might lift a little bit. The cheeks will stretch out. You won't have as much, you know, cheek right there because the jaw is going to unhinge. It's going to be a little open. So you want to make sure you get some stretch in there, right? Opposed to this where the mouth is closed. So this one, there you go. Draw some teeth in there. There we are. So you can see this looks much more realistic rather than putting like an open mouth on this one. If you do that, you're going to lose the chin. You're going to just this tiny sliver of chin. It's going to look weird. So I definitely recommend paying attention to that when you're learning how to do it, because it'll just instantly make everything look a little bit more realistic. So let's get that off of there. That's weird. We'll just go forth with the happy one. And as you can see here, I kind of pronounced the cheek a little bit because everything kind of squashed towards the cheek in this one. Give a little smile and, you know, put the dimples in there. And of course you can add, you know, the nose in this one. And so happy is pretty easy. It's almost neutral really, but it does give you some subtle things to pay attention to, like, you know, the shape of the eyes. Make sure your pupils match or it's gonna look weird. There you go. So you can kind of see how things squish. Now you got, you know, this line in here, you got this line up here that sort of shows that there's a little bit of squish happening there, right? And yet the eyebrows go up a bit. Okay. Over here, same thing. You're going to take these features that you drew there, and since it's 3/4, I'm just going ahead and connecting the bridge of the nose there. And so once you've done all these guys, you've already really plotted out what you're going to do on your main face. You're just going to fit the features to the full face. Obviously, you just kind of take the individual features and sort of spread them out to fill the portrait that you're doing. All right, like so. Okay. So this will really help just when you're starting to try to vary the expression in your drawings. You know, if you're trying to do cartooning, you know, it works on pretty much anything. So like I've done human faces here, but if you have like a little cartoon cat, I don't know why I keep drawing cartoon cats. I'm not great at them, but okay. We're gonna transfer the happy onto the kitty face. So it's got a little kitty nose, little kitty mouth, but we still, you know, once you remember kind of what stretches, what squishes, it's easy to transfer it, right? Like so. And you have a happy kitty. There you go. So yeah, so that is the simple exercise that I was going to show you today. It's kind of fun to just fill up a page with little expressive spheres sometimes. So it's a good exercise, and it does kind of loosen you up if you're going to start to draw, like you're not sure what to draw. Just look for an emotion that you kind of want to put into your drawing, and it'll kind of get you prepped. You know, it's always good to do an exercise before you really kind of get into it and start trying to work on a full piece. So this is a good one to do. So that was pretty quick, but I hope you learned something, and I hope you can take this and experiment with it. If you did like this video, do subscribe to the West Linn Public Library's YouTube channel. There's a whole playlist of these by now. And be sure to click that bell for updates. See ya!